Hey, it's me, MLB. This is chapter 48 of Touched. This one is titled Present. Just a friendly note before we start the chapter. This one in the original book has a scene, an adult scene, so I have cut that out and I have faded my voice out as it starts and faded back in to continue on the chapter after it's finished. So the reason for there being just a bit of music randomly in the middle of this chapter is to indicate that something happened between Hawks and Yin, and then we continue on with the rest of the chapter, keeping it very PG and happy for everybody. Brian continued to fangirl the whole way home, bouncing in his seat as he drove, and was beyond excited, as you can well imagine, to reveal the new you to Hawks. He pulled up in the driveway of the house and flitted around to your side of the car, helping you out before closing the door for you. "Stay here, honey bunch. I'ma let your mans know that we're back and get him to close his eyes so I can present him to you," he squealed as he ran effeminately to the front door with his arms bent at the elbows, hands flapping wildly. You stayed out of view on the front doorstep and listened. "Hey, Bright, where's Yin?" Hawks asked loudly. "Hush, sweetie, hush, she's here. We've got a surprise for you," he sung. "Okay," Hawks replied dubiously. "Come, honey, sit. I'll bring her in," Brian said excitedly as he pushed Hawks back into the house and over to the lounge. Suddenly, Brian was there before you again. "Okay, baby, we're going to blow his mind," he said, snapping his fingers in a Z shape. You giggled. "Hawks, honey, are you ready?" Brian called loudly as you both reached the open front door. "Ready," Hawks called back from where he was sat on the lounge. "Eyes shut and all." Brian stepped you through the door, and you were greeted with a red feather that tickled you on your cheek before drifting over your hair. "Oh," Hawks purred with a smug smile pulling at his lips. "That's hot," he said lowly, still with his eyes shut. "Get your damn feathers off my girl before I factory reset you with one slap," Brian said darkly to Hawks, that smug smile disappearing from his face in an instant. You slapped a hand to your mouth to stop yourself from laughing out loud. Watching Hawks get put in his place by Brian was just too good. "Can I present," Brian said with flamboyant vigour, "the babe that shines brighter than a diamond, the reason it's raining men, and the one and only Queen Yin," he said in his best gay presenter voice, doing jazz hands as he danced around you, complete with high kicks and Vogue poses. Hawks opened his eyes and you blushed, wringing your hands nervously as you waited his approval. "Wow," he said softly with awe. "Come here, baby." You walked towards him, and he spread his legs so that you could walk between them, and reached a hand to the back of your thighs. He stared up at you with his golden eyes. "You look gorgeous," he whispered with a sexy smile. "Thanks," you replied bashfully. "Jasmine did an amazing job." Meanwhile, in the background, Brian was preaching all kinds of things, talking like it was a Sunday sermon. "Can we skip to the baptism?" Hawks asked as he leaned to one side to look around you, to the Queen singing Praise Beyonce Hallelujah in the background. "I see you, honey, I see you," Brian said as he pulled a duck face. "I'll take my leave now, beanies," he said flamboyantly as he catwalked to the front door. "Thank you, Bri," you called softly after him. "You're amazing." "Oh, any time, boo-boo, I'm only a glitter's throw away," he said as he flicked a leg up behind him and threw an arm up in the air as if to throw glitter or confetti. "Now go make me some winged babies so I can snuggle with them." And with that, he pulled the front door closed behind him and left. You just looked back at Hawks. "Well, you heard the man," he leered as he stood up and grabbed you around the waist, heading to the bedroom. You screeched and dissolved into giggles, catching a glimpse of your new hairdo in the mirror as you passed it. "Wow, it really does look good," you thought. After escaping Hawks's talons, you went about doing some more unpacking. "Dinner's ready," Hawks called out, and you put the last book on the shelf in the study. Perfect timing, you thought, as you headed out to the dining area. "You've been working hard," Hawks commented as he pulled you in for a hug, kissing the top of your head. You hummed. "I just finished the study." "Well done," he replied as he let you go and reached for 2 plates on the kitchen bench, lifting them over to the dining table. "I gotta go back to work tomorrow, unfortunately," he said with a sigh as he sat down. "Oh, I'm going to miss having you around all day," you said sadly as you sat beside him. "That's why you should get a job too, you'll go crazy here otherwise," he commented as he took a mouthful of food. You groaned. "Don't really want to have to go through the whole interview process thing again," you mumbled. "Get Brian to go with you," Brian said with a shrug. "He'll do the talking." He chuckled. "That's a good idea, actually," you replied. "I'll look up some of the local ads tonight." After dinner, you and Hawks were chilling on the lounge. He was stretched out along the couch and you were straddling his lap, half lying down facing towards his feet, crouched so that he could see the TV over the top of you. You were on your phone looking at the local ads to see if anyone needed a new employee. Your ass was towards Hawks and occasionally he'd cop a feel or give it a little smack, but then as time went on he got more and more pointed in his advances, paying more attention to you than the TV. He gripped both of your cheeks and dug his fingers into them, grunting with approval as he did so. You wiggled your backside at him to show that you were aware of what he was doing, and he gave it a little smack just for good measure. He took his thumb and swiped between your cheeks, moving further down so that he was rubbing over where your entrance was. Hey, whoa, Hawks chuckled as he reached out for you. I'm okay, you said as you got to your feet shakily. You tried to walk again and swayed heavily. Hawks jumped up and tucked himself away, then scooped you up in his arms bridal style. Where to, baby? I'll take you there, as he said as he kissed you on the lips. The next morning, Hawks got ready for work. I'll see you later tonight, baby. My feathers will be here again, so don't worry, he said as he gave you a goodbye kiss and headed out the front door. You sighed happily and went into the spare room to continue unpacking. Hawks strolled into his agency building, greeting people like he usually did. Hey man, where you been? One of his co-heroes asked. Moved house, bro, he replied with a light laugh. Got married too. Oh, his co-worker replied with a surprise. You move quick. I didn't even know you had a girlfriend. Trademark top speed, Hawks leered before giving his friend a small salute and continuing up to his room. He had just entered his office when he sensed an unfriendly enter the agency. President has come to grace me with her presence yet again, he groaned internally. And there ends chapter 48. Stay tuned for chapter 49.